everybody. Oh, that's the wrong overlay. This one.
Oh,
There we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Quest Junkies. It must be Monday night, which means it's time for the Wyld Ones in the Rhódania Chronicles. Say hi, guys.
hi guys.
Hi, guys.
We are sadly without one of our esteemed members at the moment. Well, two, as one is on a more long-term leave, as they take on adventures in the real world, and our lovely Reese, aka Wyatt, the mythic Wyatt, is currently en route back from Gen Con, which is a pretty good excuse to miss D&D. So, let's send some love to Wyatt. Hope you had an amazing time. Can't wait to hear about all the Gen Con fun. I've seen loads of social media posts about it. It all looked amazing. But yes, tonight we return to the world of Rhódania with the Wyld Ones. There will be periodic messages throughout the chat and on the screen. Oh shit, Noxie! Hello, dear friend! Coming in there with 5 gift subscriptions. Thank you so much, Noxie. You are a wonderful, wonderful bean. Thank you so much. Mwah! Good to see you. So yes, there will be periodic messages in the chat and on the screen throughout, plugging all of our friends of the channel and things like our merchandise store, our character artists, our deal with Tabletop Dominion to save you some money on dice to feed these starving dice goblins on the screen right now. Look how terrifyingly starving they are. Ah, Bixie, thank you so much for the subscription. Ah, you're amazing. And all of our other things will be in the chat. But without further ado, I would like us to return to the world of Rhódania. Because last we left off, the Wyld Ones were missing one of their group. The shield of the Wyld Ones, Connell McGinnisy, taken in the night. And gone for 3 weeks. And the group were stunted by this. They waited. They got settled into the city of Zundinarg. The High Council gifted them their own abode as thanks for saving all the people at the tournament and being crowned the new heroes of this sprawling cityscape. Often seeing children in the streets with rushed little homemade cosplays or attempts at what they think they remember they saw in the tournament ring. And then one day, just as Reese was picking up some new armor to no longer be squishy. Thank you for the bits! Suddenly, he returned. A little beat up, a little busted, a little worse for wear, but alive. And for the most part, well. The group were reunited. There were mixed emotions amongst the group. Some incredibly overwhelmed and happy, some feeling a little more troubled about the circumstances to which he left. But after a catch-up and explanations, it was revealed that Connell was recruited, in a sense, by Phobos, the brother of Frike, who seems to work in secret in the Shadowfell to undermine their father in one of the cruel plots he and his apparent master are up to. Eventually, the Wyld Ones did what the Wyld Ones do, and just took a few hours of the evening to just enjoy being the Wyld Ones. They hit the town. They played in some bars. Partied hard. And finished the night around a campfire. Much like they had done on their travels many times. And as the group awakens, Connell is no longer there, though they knew that this would be the case. Now, allegedly, though I have not been given information about this, Connell did leave you each a letter within your possession. I'm not sure if he's spoken to you individually about what those letters say, because I don't know. So, you have letters, and perhaps we'll find out what they say once I know what they say.
Rhódania opens up the letter first thing.
It explodes.
It's a howler.
Yep, it is a howl. For Rhódania!
Bed's empty, no note.
You can fucking talk.
But as we begin today's session, the following day, you've returned to Zundinag, back to the house. Connell's mum seemingly already understanding what's happened. She seems accepting, but she's still annoyed. You can tell it's out of concern for her son, despite the fact that she knows that he's out doing good things in the world, and he's certainly capable. But a mother will always worry. You find yourselves back in the lounge of your humble abode. It's late morning, coming up to lunchtime. You've unpacked all the stuff you took out the night before, your camping gear. The sun is shining in the sky. There's a little bit of like a storm in the far distance, but it looks like it's not heading towards where you are. Just a little bit of rough weather somewhere in the world. But the day is yours, my friends.
I think I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna make some tea. As a bit of a throwback to the nice little before the session, Bridget mentioned that she's been making lists of all our interesting facts. And I think that Rhódania is gonna go and make a nice big pot of rooibos brew. Because she hasn't done it, she hasn't made any not since she was back in the her cabin actually, before leaving to join the Wyld Ones. I don't know who else is. We're all sitting in the lounge area, yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Guys, I'm gonna make myself some brew. Would you like any tea? Not the funky brew.
You get a stun look from Reese.
It's something that I used to make back in my cabin. It's rooibos brew. Do you want some? It's quite sweet. It's nice.
Sure.
It's not got any of the wild stuff in it, does it?
No. It's called rooibos, but it's like a red bush sort of thing. If you want, I can make your moon lotus tea instead.
If Wyatt was here, he'd be like, inside check.
Oh shit, I haven't got my character sheet, I just realised. I do have to for fuck's sake! I remember
Never
my
change
fucking
my-
dice. Gonna need that.
Okay, I'll give it a try.
Wes, are you having some? I'll make a big old fucking pot.
Sure. Spike mine. Whatever. I just need a little energy.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe you wanna come and help me, make it in the kitchen. Yeah?
If you want. Okay.
Yeah,
He'll
come on.
get up. He's kind of sketching and making notes, and he just brings the notebook with him and just follows you in.
Wes, can I have a word with you, please? Now, usually I wouldn't be too concerned, but you have been microdosing a whole bunch. Are you okay?
Part of a test. See, I've secretly been lacing the Moon Lotus tea with some wild brew concentrate. So, I know he said abstinence from wild brew,
Mhm.
but I really think Reese could do with a little bit of it in microdoses. Plus, this helps you in the market when you start to make microdoses yourself. So,
Why are you microdosing so much?
oh, I have to test it on someone. You test it on Frank, on you?
Insight fucking check.
Can I make a perception check?
Well, I was about to say, if you're attempting to whisper all of this about the one person in your group who has a absurd passive perception, please make a
Yeah.
stealth or sleight of hand check, your choice.
Both of us.
Oh,
I'd say more Wes,
Okay.
Okay.
just based on the
Let's do
conversation.
sleight of hand. Let's do sleight of
Okay,
hand. I'm
so
better
that's
at
you
that.
cupping your hands to make the whisper.
That's good.
Can I also do an insight check and see if he's telling the truth to me?
Hmm.
Oh, what?
It's a 12 altogether. I rolled a 4.
I got a
Okay.
14 on my perception check.
And my insight, I got a dirty 20.
So you're telling the truth?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, with Reese's passive perception of 21, you just
Fucking
see
hell.
that he is. Wait, what? Can you believe
You're
this, Frank?
fine.
We're having a private conversation here. Bug
Well,
out.
you need to learn how to whisper then.
Not talking about you, though.
Since when did we graduate to drugging each other before breakfast?
I'm not
I'm pretty
drugging.
sure there's laws against that kind of thing.
I'm not drugging. I'm personally not. I was more concerned the fact that he keeps microdosing himself. I was worried he might be having a problem, alright? Wasn't sure if we had to have an intervention.
Well, you can
Suppose the
intervene
cat's
by
out the
not
bag.
putting it in my drinks for your tests.
Get in your drinks. Calm down, puss. Now can I go make my
His
pot
reassuring
of tea,
boots.
please? You know what I'm like without my tea?
She's just gonna go back to the kitchen and just start boiling the kettle. And just shoving a whole
Reese.
bunch of red leaves in there.
Reese resists the urge to do vicious mockery.
Better fucking. Better fucking.
I'm going to go and polish my new armor.
Alright, go be shiny and shit.
I will be shiny, not shit.
Okay. Anyway, Wes. Yeah, I just wanted to clear that up with you because I was a bit worried. But are we still on for tonight? Are we still on for, like, the workshop?
On most nights, yes. But something kind of came up in my mind after our night with Connell. I may
Right.
need the lab. I might need the workshop for the evening.
We haven't done any research in a couple of weeks. Can I at least, like, ask what it's about, or can I help?
I don't think you can help with this one. Not yet.
Okay.
Because I don't even know what I'm doing. Just know that I'm gonna need to replenish the wild brew probably soon. Because I might
Okay.
use all of it tonight.
You're gonna save some for me.
Well,
I'm holding back a couple of
dad.
vials. I'm gonna have to. It's getting to be a joke now.
No,
We're going
my
through more
dad-
of it than we're actually making.
Okay. Look,
At least
whenever
let me
you have
take
your
back 2
stash-
because the mother's gonna need more feeding, okay? So can I at least pull back 2 vials? You take the other 5, and we'll be fine,
No,
okay?
you need 5. I just need like 1 or 2.
Oh, well then you take 2
It's
and
too
I'll
much.
keep the others then.
Listen, if I use 5, there will be no workshop by the time we're done.
True. Sorry.
What's that they say about getting high off your own supply? That feels like that would be a pertinent
what I was
thing to
concerned
mention
about.
here.
That's what I was concerned about.
Fine, well, I might go into town and just rummage. I think I might go some diving at some point. I heard there's a new skip that's opened, so if I find any good bits for us for the workshop, I'll let you know.
I was thinking of going into town as well.
Yeah, can I come with? I might need a bit of a piggy up because some of the bins are a bit high. Usually Wes would hoist me up, but
Is dumpster diving necessary? We have gold now.
well, I mean, it's all about like recycling refuse. So I want to like go and see if there's any like unwanted tech and unwanted, nickety bickety bits that people don't want anymore. I don't really want to spend money. I want to get this shit for free.
Okay. If I can help, I will.
Probably will. You're a lot taller than Wes. He literally just yeets me in there a lot of the time. You can at least dangle me a bit.
I have yet to be yeeted, but you and Brim say such good things about it. I may have to give it a try sometime.
I'm terrifying, but if you want, I can try it someday. I can make myself big sometimes, so I can yeet you, mummy.
Okay, well, we'll have to find a better time for that. I did have a small shopping list to attend to.
Brilliant. So it's shopping day for the girls then. I love it.
Yeah. Wes, did you need anything? Or did you want to come with us?
Well, apparently I'm not one of the girls now, am I?
Oh, he's one of the girls. It's just you said you're busy with the workshop tonight. I thought you might want to be getting it ready. It was a bit of a shithole the last time we were in there. Remember what happened?
Yeah, I don't need it for much. No, I actually need to go into shop anyways. I have a custom tailor order I need to pick up, but I can do that later. You guys go ahead and do what you gotta do.
Custom tailor order, eh? Get some new threads.
I've been meaning to visit the tailor as well.
They're great. They're also named tailors, so just be careful when you go in there. It's easy to get the two mixed up.
Oh.
Oh, I'll keep that in mind.
But I'll join you later. Why don't you go ahead and run the town ragged, just like we did yesterday.
Okay. I'm still a little hungover, but sure. Reese, did you need anything while we're out?
I think I'm okay for now. Thank you.
Okay.
I imagine
So-
at this time the pot of tea's ready as well. I'm just going to bring it over to everyone.
I
What did
think
you say, mummy?
after they enjoy tea, when they're getting ready to go, Frank will pick Rhódania up and put her on his shoulder, because, yeah, it felt right.
Appease.
Puppies. I forget how tall you are sometimes, Mum. Mommy, I'm going out!
I forget how pointy your claws are.
Did
I
you
was
drink
gonna
all
say.
that tea yet?
Yes, there's a cold brew in the fridge if you want some.
There's not such a fridge, it's just a box, really.
It's just
I
a
imagine.
cold box.
Yeah.
Icebox.
The cold box.
It's just got an ice knife in there.
Yep.
You know?
Pretty much. Well, I'll I'll have a fresh pot when you come back.
Smile. Thank you. Alright, Mummy, we going?
Yep. So one of the items on Frike's list is a sending stone with more than one charge.
With more than one charge. Okay.
Perhaps infinite if it's in the budget.
Pricey, baby.
Oh no, I forgot my wallet at home.
Let's have a look. So, typical sending stones come in pairs. And so, like, the sending stones that you have all work together. It's like a group chat, basically.
Yeah.
But they had been given this extra enchantment for a one-off use, long distance, so to speak. So you can get them re-enchanted, possibly.
Oh.
Okay.
To get more than a one-off would require a more complicated enchantment, but it is possible to get it enchanted so it can be used once per day, long distance. But that would be quite pricey.
Okay.
So depends what your budget is.
Well, I know we have money now. I just don't know how much money we have.
Rhódania's keeping her lips sealed. How much money she has. As always.
Each of you roll me a d10.
Ooh.
An 8.
8.
A 4.
4. Wes?
Oh, I'm not with the group.
No, I want the three of you to do it. Sorry.
Oh, okay. 5.
So 8, a 4, a 5. I will roll for Reese. And a 10. Okay.
Hmm.
So we'll make that 860 gold is your current tally amongst the party,
Okay.
which is what you were sort of gifted after the tournament. So you can add that to anything that you already had.
That's not each, though, is it?
No.
So, wait, what's that divided by 4? Brain no fart. Big fart.
Roll for budget.
Welcome
was
to the
it 800?
finance episode, kids.
So what do you say? 800 and
846.
Oh, I heard...
860, yeah.
Okay.
Here's me actually just typing it in how much it is divided by 4. His brain is a forehead.
Calc.
Wait, that's times. I've done.
Oh.
215.
215.
Is that 215 gold?
It would be, yes. Is that how you want to do it? You're going to split it amongst the four of you?
Yeah, and
Sounds-
if people need a top up, we can sub each other.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm happy to sub.
so I know how much to add to Reese's.
215.
215.
Cool.
Okay. Why did my pocket just get heavier? He says, as
bomb
he's
in
polishing his armor back on.
Bump bump.
I thought you wouldn't catch me.
Okay, so this enchantment that would make the sending stone usable once per day, how much would that be then?
So to get it on one of the stones, it would be. You know what? Let me roll for it. Let's make it fair.
Hmm.
Okay. 360 gold.
Okay.
You need a sub?
Uh,
Money, mommy, with interest.
it would be.
One titty bitty a day.
Titty bitty.
One titty bitty prolonged rest. There you go.
So, short about 145 gold.
How about I give you 200? Or I give you my 215.
Well, we might need that later. Ooh. Okay, this might seem like a dumb question. Does Rhódania have a phone book? Or something
Rhódania
similar?
Oh
Does
my
Rhódania have like a bank where we can take credit? Do they have a payment plan? Oh wait, I've asked
A
this before,
firm.
haven't I? I have asked this
Afterpay.
before, I think.
Make me a quick history check.
Well, all of us.
Whoever would like to.
Come on. It's a 9.
9, okay.
I got a 9 as well.
Okay.
9.
You're not entirely sure, but you do recall at some point over the last 3 weeks, you have overheard the two mothers talking back at the house, and Connell's mum was talking about the money that he'd sent home, how she'd put it away for him until he was 21, and apparently it had interest in it or something. Like it's
Oh.
you're not entirely sure what it means, like someone's interested in it, perhaps someone's trying to steal from Connell. It's a little unclear, but like, you know, they seemed pretty like happy about it, so it's a little confusing.
Okay.
Okay. And then as far as any kind of directory to look people up in?
So there's not really a directory per se, but it's still just getting to lunchtime, so there's plenty of day left if you'd like to have a walk around the city and see what you find.
Okay. She'll turn to Rhódania. Weren't we going to find potential, like, fine young upstarts to invest our, like, money in to help them succeed? Maybe we could walk around and do that for a bit today.
There was the Muffin Sweet Shop hybrid brew place that we went to.
Yeah. We could find it. I think what she's suggesting is something like a job fair, but for one specific company.
Yeah. Very
I'll go wherever you
specific.
go. Wherever you go, mommy.
Okay. Then I think they'll just walk from shop to shop, probably with a focus on like the various eateries to see what they can find. Any like promising cooks or brewmasters akin to Rhódania's level. So that is one objective, although Frike is also looking for 2 separate people. One of them is Madeline, and then one of them potentially, since the sending spell she sent like a long time ago only got a 1-word response, but she told him she was in Zindanarg. She'll also be looking for that particular individual as well.
Okay, duly noted. Go ahead and give me a perception or investigation check, your choice. And I'll give you advantage because you're spending quite a bit of time walking around the city looking specifically.
Good. Ooh, okay. Uh, 21.
21, okay. So we'll say that over the course of the next few hours, walking around the city, keeping an eye out for these two individuals in particular. The one which you had contacted by sending previously, you don't see them anywhere. With a 21, it's very easy. I mean, even with a low roll, it's very easy to spot a docked sky carver in a city that doesn't really have any sky carvers other than the one that is instantly recognizable to you. Madeline is definitely in the city. And you might bump into her at some point.
Okay. Maybe sooner than you think. She'll turn to Rhódania and kind of point out the sky carver and just say, feel like paying an old friend a visit.
Other mummy.
Other mummy, yes.
Other mummy, I should probably say. Yeah, alright. How did we leave off seeing her, though? I seem to remember... Weren't we accused of a murder?
Well, didn't we clear our names?
Even then,
Well, she might have some... I imagine Frek would have revealed what she had learned about Morriganeth during this time, so...
Cool.
Even if she won't have us as passengers again, maybe she might know someone who does have reliable transportation and would be willing to take us north to Morriganeth.
Doesn't try.
So I guess we're going to the Discourteous Rose then.
Hell yeah. Maybe you can grab a drink on the way.
You head off into the direction of the docked sky carver, and you can see that it's definitely had a little bit of remodeling done to it. It looks like it's been extended a little bit, and there's like a larger set of sails on it with like two smaller ones now adorning the side of it. It's had some upgrades. Maybe she cashed in on an insurance check because someone just happened to, cause some damage to it that wasn't her fault.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So the two of you head in that direction. Wes, let's turn over to you.
Sure. So the workshop door is closed, and I think kind of mirroring the previous evening's little image, you see all the figures lined up in an open window, the stale gravy ring still between Connell and the West Toy. But what you see actually in the middle of the workshop, sort of on that big workbench, is a very rudimentary looking, like, two metal rods, and they're kind of arched this way. It almost looks like an oval shape, incomplete. It doesn't have the full framework of it, but it's two-dimensional. And you see him with two figures next to a workbook, a little notebook, which has several formulas in it and a little drawing. The first figure is Brim. The other one you still don't recognize, but has red hair. And as he's kind of working through all this, he's just wearing his jumper. He's got the hood up and he's got the goggles up. He's kind of just working through it. Okay. Here's the problem, man. If I mess the formula up, we lose the whole workbench. If I get it right, we lose some of it. Patch.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to replicate something from the Wyld Brew, but a very specific result. I want to create a portal, and I don't know what the best way to do that is. I imagine it's some kind of skill test. I could be wrong, but I want to concentrate the result of the Wyld Brew in such a way that it allows me to do one of two things. Allows me to move something, or to teleport something.
An interesting quandary.
Hmm.
It's definitely some sort of skill check. I think it's a very high DC for one. Let me just check something real quick.
Hmm?
Oh, thank you for redeeming the stretch. Oh.
Sure.
I'd say it's certainly possible, but a difficult feat to pull off. Now, you say this is with the intention of being able to move either someone or something. Now, is this short range, long range? Like, what's the intent here?
The intent is to be able to move someone as if they're sort of being teleported or along the ways of being moved, not of their own volition. Not necessarily like a push, but maybe like a blip, like blipping from one place to another. And I want to say the range is as far as he can make it.
Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna say, are you attempting to do this now?
Yes.
All right then.
Oh.
Go ahead and make me a fate roll. The DC
Mhm.
is 70.
70.
And I will preface, because of the nature of what you are messing with, the lower the roll, the greater the potential consequences.
And that's why we're here.
Mm-hmm.
You got 69, didn't you?
Oh, we're taking a picture.
Oh man.
This is either real good or real bad.
You said the DC was 70, right?
It's on the nose,
did.
isn't it?
Let me
Mhm.
see.
Hang on,
Are you
let me
posting
check.
this?
You're posting this in the chat.
About to. I'm about to.
Don't be fucking nervous here, mate.
Suspense.
Come on.
You will be.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Oh wow.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Huh.
I don't
Meets
know
it,
if
beats
this.
it.
I don't know if this will pick up on the stream, but that is a 7 and a 0, hitting the DC right on the button. Meets it,
Wow.
Patch.
beats it.
Patch. That's a 7. That's not a 70.
Oh yeah, because 007.
Oh,
Fuck shit, cunt.
007. Okay. Mm.
I always misread D100s. There's a whole thing about it. Don't tell Sarah.
No.
Okay. So you rolled a 7.
Wait a minute.
And the DC was 70.
1, 2,
Mhm.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Now,
7. There you go.
just remind me for one
Mm.
moment.
Asmodaddy appears.
Wrong campaign. This workshop. Would you say it takes up a sizable portion of the house?
I'd say sizable enough.
I would say it's just off. I mean, I spoke to Mike about this, how I imagined it. You got the kitchen, you got the seating area, lounge, it's all open space. And then it goes the workshop with Wes's room kind of a little bit off it, and then you go up the stairs, but it's like underneath the stairs. So possibly a foundation, I would say.
It's a foundational aspect of the building.
In my mind, because the bedrooms are some of the bedrooms are upstairs.
An unscheduled demolition.
A demolition.
I could write out a blueprint for you if you want.
Demolition, under these circumstances, might not be the most entirely correct term.
Alliteration?
Due to the nature of the experiment at hand.
Mammy better have gone out for groceries, I'll tell you that, Wes.
At least we didn't spend the money.
Let's find out where the mummies are. Since you
found her.
Since you made the point, Feronia, make me a fate roll.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Ouch.
DC
What's
is
the
50.
DC?
DC is 50.
Can do better than 7.
Did someone gonna roll for Connell's mom?
No, this is for both of them.
Oh, okay.
I got a 69!
Of course you did. Nice.
Game's over.
Yes.
You won
We
D&D.
Yep. Good night,
Let's see those
everybody.
nices in the chat. QuestJunkies was brought to you before a live studio audience. Okay,
Oh, God.
so with a 69...
Oh, wait a minute. No, I've read it wrong. 96.
Oh. Wow. Okay.
Oh! We take back the nice.
Welcome to QuestJunkies, where we can't read D100 rolls. Apparently.
I've been rolling for a year and I still don't know how to roll them. Sorry.
Whether it's a 69 or a 96, it's safe to say that the mummies are at the very least not in the affected part of
What
the
about
house.
Reese?
They're in the courtyard.
Reese is absolutely not anywhere near the workshop, as he's off polishing his armor in his room. So he's upstairs. Question is, whereabouts upstairs is Reese's room? Is it above the foundational? It is.
It goes.
Okay.
Yeah, it goes. So it goes the way that I see it. Where's my whiteboard?
Because this isn't up to me, it's your house, so...
Let me get the whiteboard. Give me a second.
Oh.
You've got a whiteboard for it and everything. I have the best players. Okay. You know what?
At least this is how I envision it.
I'm gonna change up the music for this. I felt a little inspired recently.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Yeah, it's just an AI cover of that, but it's Brim Smallboy.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Yeah. Let's have a look here. I'm gonna change up the sound set because I've been a little inspired by recent new campaigns on the channel, and there is a very, very wonderful and very welcome Phoenix Iwaki in the chat. The fun fact about the channel points, well, not so fun fact. Twitch would not let me reactivate them. My Twitch is being super buggy behind the scenes, and it's been very frustrating all afternoon. So, yes, apologies. I was trying to put them back on all day, and it would not let me. So, you'll have to bear with me on that one, unfortunately. But...
Sorry, I'm nearly done.
Here. It's alright, me too.
Fucked off a little bit.
You got this.
Like, this is how I imagine it in the house. So we've got, so this is kind of like, it's all gonna be mirrored. So that's that's how you get into the house. That's the kitchen. That's the living room area. That's the courtyard. This is the stairs going upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Underneath those stairs is the workshop. You got the stairs. You got the first room here. You've got Wes's room next to the workshop. You've got
Okay.
Connell's room here. And you have... I'm so sorry. So there's a corridor that goes down here. Which takes you down to... that goes down to Frike's room because it's nice and dark down there. But next to this little cupboardy room, this is Feronia's room, and then that is Reese's room.
Okay. And we haven't even seen Connell's room yet.
Connell's room is here, but it's like a little bit like, for like Frike's room's here, but it's like a little like they're opposite each other down the corridor, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like.
Still
If
looks
this
like a
helps.
very important foundation in the building, though.
That sort of. Where is it? Here. That's Connell. That's Frike.
And they were roommates.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Baronia.
they were roommates.
And Reese. Yeah.
Okay.
That's where I see it in my mind. Doesn't mean it's canon, but.
I mean,
Wow.
it's your guy's house, so it's
Careful
canon.
where you say that.
So, allow me to just change the soundtrack a little. Taking inspiration from Friday's session of Stradalicious. It's a little more minimal, but I think it works well. Wes, what is going through your mind as you make this attempt?
He's bracing himself, and he just kind of whispers in a low voice. All right, Mom and Dad, I'm coming. And I think as the portal maybe starts, we'll see what happens.
Okay. At first, nothing happens, and time itself seems to slow down to a fraction of an instant. It takes you a few moments to realize that you're holding your breath in the suspense of the moment. And then you finally breathe out. Coming to terms with the fact that it didn't work. You just see boom, a tiny purple glow just in the air above the ingredients. Which then vanishes. You start to feel wind pick up around you. That makes no sense. You're inside. There should be no wind. Papers begin fluttering around the room, almost like bats circling you. You start to hear glasses falling over and smashing. Suddenly, there's a creak in the floor. You are jostled to one side. You hear the creaking of wood, and that glow returns, but getting brighter and brighter and brighter, until it consumes you. And everything goes white. I'd like to ask you, as you experience all of this, you don't feel any pain. In fact, in some ways, you don't feel anything at all. But what do you feel inside as your thoughts try to comprehend what is happening to you right now?
I think he's angry. He's angry at himself, and he can't verbalize it. I imagine he can't even sense what he's saying. He can't even hear his thoughts. But he speaks to an audience of nothingness, to the void of white. Flew too close to the sun, like every other time, and that's why they'll never come back, is because you don't have a grip on this. You will never have a grip on this, and you will never see them. And as he does that, the light, I think, just pervades his thoughts, and he can't feel anything.
Go ahead and roll me another D100.
That was a
What the
70.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
That was an actual 70.
That was an actual 70.
Okay. Let me just consult my little table here. How very interesting.
Perfect timing for the music.
Shout out to Sirenscape. This is from their Curse of Strahd sets, specifically the Death House. It is quite possibly Sirenscape's magnum opus. It is truly incredible stuff. I should use it more often. Westerly. You feel nothing in this white expanse that now consumes your entire being. And as terrifying as it may be, it's also strangely comforting, because to feel nothing at times is a curse, but it can also be a blessing, depending on what you have locked up inside you. You're not sure how much time passes, but eventually the white begins to fade and the purple glow returns. But this is a different kind of purple glow, as you find yourself stood at the workbench. The room around you is decimated, ruined, everything is smashed, including, unfortunately, certain little figurines. But that's not what occupies your attention right now, as you look up, and where there was once a roof, there is a sea of stars. Purple and blue gossamer stars, glimmering and shining. And you realize that wherever you are, there is no weight, there is no gravity. Make me a history check, if you'd be so kind.
Wait a minute. Patch.
7.
A 7. Even with a 7, you have always been well educated, fascinated by the more interesting aspects of existence. You've heard many tales about the Astral Sea.
Into it!
And as terrifying and exciting as that might be, something does catch your eye that stands out. A ship. Not like a sky carver, or at least it doesn't look like one. It looks more like a actual ship, almost like a pirate vessel. Slowly approaching. And as it does, you see writing on the side. And as much as you are smiling, it is not the ship that you think. As for the very, very few people who ever watched Campaign 1 of the Rhódania Chronicles, for the very few of you, our view shows a ship that has not been seen in so very long. A ship called the Melanto. And it approaches you. Rhódania,
What have you done to my pal?
What is it?
Frank. From one ship to another, you have made your way through the streets of Zundanarg, fast approaching the discourteous Rose, Rhódania's pride and joy skycarver vessel. And as you get closer, you see the anchor weighed down to the floor, and much in a similar way to you've seen her when you first met her, gliding down, holding on to the chain, Captain Madeline Crowley, who seems to be shouting at one of her new crewmates, who apparently does not know how to tie knots properly in rope. So she's giving them a stern word. And yes, shut up, fanfic brain. I will say it for you. She hasn't noticed you yet, but you do see her there.
Seems a bit angry. Maybe we should just leave it to it.
That wasn't Frank, that was me.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, she's got her new hairdo too. She doesn't have her new clothes yet, but she has her new hair. She'll move closer to the ship, and I'm gonna say try one of those leans where it's like if there's some kind of bridge, then she'll lean against it, attempting to look nonplussed, and
no.
just shout, anything we can do to assist? Yeah, that's bad. But yeah, that's what she shouts.
Okay. And you're attempting to present a certain way, to look a certain way. Give me a performance check.
It's talking, mummy.
Sure. Oh my god. Okay, that was COD. Oh my god, it's even worse. It's 3.
Okay. I'll say that it all goes to plan apart from your voice, like, breaks as you say it. Like, yeah, anything that we can do. As she stops. It's like turns her head slightly in your direction but doesn't look directly towards you. And you see just a slight smirk creep across her mouth. As she turns back to this new crewmate and just flicks him on the forehead, points in his face and says something that you don't hear. And turns around as her long coat billows in the wind as she turns, and she begins a very casual, almost Jack Sparrow style walk over towards you. Well, now then, what's occurring, Wyld Ones? There we go. It's Welsh. She's Welsh. It's canon. We finally decided.
Oh.
Oh.
She'll... Okay. I don't mean to take up too much of your time, but I was wondering if we could have a chat. For old time's sake.
You want some privacy? Is it a chat? Or
She makes this gesture of like, I mean, you can join us.
I watch. I mean, what? I'll go to the bar if you guys want privacy.
Okay.
I mean, I have no objections. You can stay, you can watch, you can... I don't know what she's got planned. But she's, I will say, rocking the new hairdo.
Thank you. Shall we?
We shall.
All right. All aboard. And she shouts up at some more of the crew members who, like, lower down some ropes for you to all climb up with. And of course, you guys have to climb up the ropes. They pull her up as she majestically just stands there. As she does.
Oh, God.
She's such a
Because of
performer.
that abysmal performance check, she's going to be gripping the ropes as tightly as possible so she doesn't fall over the side.
That's fair. I won't make you roll for it. Nevertheless, you find yourself back on the Discourteous Rose for the first time in some time. Now, do I still have my sound set for the Discourteous Rose? Because you said you wanted to go to the bar, didn't you?
True. Yeah.
Okay. Let's have a look here. It's been a while.
A while. I've been on the discourteous road. Sorry, it's stained there.
Okay. I don't know if this is the right one, but we'll go with it and we'll see. Ah, yes. The Rose's Thorn. The sultry jazz bar on the Discourteous Rose. You walk in and it looks just the same as you remember. There is a thin layer of smoke in the air, even though technically it's not open yet. You see behind the bar a new bartender. Apparently the old one ran off with some dashing man with talks. And graviturgy and many different things. Behind the bar you see Philemon, seemingly trying to make good on previous promises to be less of a twat. And you see him wearing like this, it looks relatively cheap tuxedo that's like, you know, the dicky bow tie is not quite done right, the sleeves are rolled
Clip
up.
on.
Big cigar in his mouth, which is where the smoke is coming from. He doesn't actually pay any attention to you as you walk in. He's too busy cleaning the far side of the bar. And Madeline leads you all, well, the two of you, to a table to sit down. And she does the thing where she sits down and then one leg up and then the other.
Of course she does.
She doesn't quite do the leg cross thing. But
No fatal instinct, no.
not yeah, anyway.
God damn it, why?
I'm here all week.
You actually are. Or at least till
I
Wednesday.
never leave. I never leave.
Hashtag chosen one. So?
I think to...
Garçon. Garçon.
I'm with you in a minute.
He's a delight.
You remember
Pleasure
what
as
he was
always.
like.
Yeah, you'd think he'd learned some social skills. At least I've developed some.
I mean, he's in therapy now, but I'm
Progress.
find it hard to complain because he actually does quite a good job. It's just his people skills are somewhat lacking.
For flavor, I think Feronia might notice Frag's hands in her lap and that they're kind of clammy. But she'll explain a little bit more that the working theory they have right now is that something to do with the reconvergence is going to take place at Morganeth, and that I know it's asking a lot to consider transporting us all again. I would understand it if you were to refuse. Frankly, I get it. But if you know of any other way to travel that much of a distance in less time, then we would also be grateful to you for your knowledge.
So, let me get this straight. You're asking if I would take you all on a little journey to the citadel of the Morganath, one of the most deadly places in the world. One where no ship has been able to cross by water. Very few people have crossed by foot.
While she's saying this, Rhódania is very much like doing the whole Puss in Boots eyes.
It would be ever so helpful. We'd be lost without you.
We have some monetary compensation to offer, but But if that isn't enough,
We'll offer our bodies.
oh, damn it.
I'll just watch.
Okay, does Feronia actually say that?
Just to herself, just kind of like, well, this is Rhódania. She doesn't think, much like Mai, she doesn't think before she speaks. Prime example.
She'll say something to the effect of, I'm willing to throw in a little added incentive.
Make me a persuasion check.
Okay.
Can I assist? 'Cause I have advantage in persuasion.
I'll give you. Well, you can either
I'm doing Puss in Boots sides.
you can either each roll once, or Fright can roll with advantage. Because you are doing the Puss in Boots, so it's up to you guys.
What do you want to do, Mum?
I could probably
I have no
use the
modifier on
advantage.
I have no modifier on my persuasion. So.
Yeah, I have a +1, so this ought to be good. I'll do digital for fun. Okay. 2 14s, which makes it a 15.
15. Okay.
Doing the extra puss size.
See, she thinks about this for a few moments. Lets out a big sigh. You know, you did crash my ship once.
She'll... Even if we don't go all the way there, if you could take us as far as you're willing to travel with your ship, and we could... She'll maybe, like, take Feronia's hand beneath the table to just squeeze it silently as, like, a reminder that what she says next, she says out of, not just love, but self-preservation for the two of them. We have significantly changed our processes when it comes to the handling of wild brew. We have safety protocols in place now, and we would do our best to make sure nothing like that happens again.
We have a very trained engineer. Engineer. Is that the word? Yeah, we've got a trained person who knows how to handle it. And I'm learning. And we're much more sensible. We've grown as people. And acknowledged ourselves.
We have, we've developed something of a reputation in the city after the events of the Heroes Tournament.
Oh, I'm
and
very aware.
I think the consensus is that people have come to accept that our word is our bond.
I mean, I'm also very well aware of that. As you got me out of that prickly situation over at Roshan's Rise, and I saw the way you all handled yourself at the tournament. Looks to Frike. The way you killed that bitch.
Deborah.
Yep.
Is that her name? Deborah?
I think that's what he said. It was a bit loud there, so...
It's what we called
Dead Deb.
her. Dead Deb.
Dead Deb.
Daddy Debbie.
It's a cracking name.
Oh, I'll add that the marks on her chest might also be like visible. The inky veins.
Oh, she has noticed, as she has been looking.
Okay.
Major pervert. Who am I kidding? Frona's probably been going back and forth between the two of them.
That's what she said.
I think to close all of this out, she'll just add that we've come a long way and fought many battles since then, and some have definitely changed us irrevocably, but in many ways I would say we changed for the better. And although I don't know the details of what's happening in Morganath, she will add that she's received word from the King of Etherion as well, that he's offered his assistance to them in this matter, if that counts for anything, is also.
Well, certainly know how to get yourself into a predicament, don't you? And you come crawling back to Madeline, seeking help. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. You ask me for help. Sure, of course. I'll help. There's 2 reasons. Number 1, I can tell just how much you've grown. And it's good. There's not many good, respectable, chaotic heroes in the world anymore. It's good to have some new ones, some fresh blood. I respect what you do. And number 2, they say that the Citadel of the Morganath is a place no ship can go to. I fucking hate it when they tell me I can't do something. So my biggest weakness is that I have to prove them wrong. Just, if the ship starts going down, help me try to save at least enough of it so we can get the fuck out of there.
In a moment of vulnerability, I think she'll lean forward a little and say that I was afraid that I lacked the capabilities to keep the ship in the air once. And so I just tried to save as many people as I could. But she might gesture faintly to the marks on her chest. But I hear you, and I know that I'm not saying that we will prevent it from happening again with everything in our capability there is to do so. If there is an emergency again, though, I have ways of contributing now.
Well, I hope we don't find out what they are, but should the need arise, I look forward to seeing what they are. I'll need to make some more adjustments to the ship before going that far north. I'll need a few days, but I heard you have a place now. You got a house. Heard it's quite nice. Good strong foundations.
Got our own wee workshop as well. It's great.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah, it's lovely.
I'll have to come and check it out sometime. I'll once the preparations are complete, I'll come stop by for a brew. Not a wild brew.
Oh. We do a
Absolutely.
non-magical version.
Won't lie, it's tempting at the least.
One question. A journey like that, aboard the Sky Carver, do you have an idea of how long it will take?
Not off the top of my head. I've never been that far north. I'll know by the time we're ready to go.
Okay.
Morriganeth. Days gone past. I'd have probably said it was safer to go to Demethrin, but I heard that went a little south as well. We'll see what happens.
Chill. You are generous of spirit, and we thank you from the bottom of our heart.
You know, Frike, you are incredibly polite, possibly the most polite person I know. And I know you've just cut your hair off, but you can let your hair down a bit, you know. You're not speaking to the Queen here, though some people see me as a queen, which is, you know, understandable, but...
Blushing faintly, but, I think I've learned to let go a little bit more. But it takes practice, like anything.
Aye, practice makes perfect. Well, unless you have anything else, I'll go find a crew as fucking batshit crazy enough to make this journey with us.
I imagine we'll see you soon.
Or if I see you first.
Feronia would feel that Frag's hand is incredibly clammy as she kind of like reaches for her hand and then they make their exit.
You want a hanky or something?
I think she'll wait until they're around the corner and just like try and like mop up the flop sweat.
I druid craft some moss into her hand.
Sponge it up with that.
Oh, thank you.
Super effective.
Yeah.
So, you make your way off the ship, the Discourteous Rose. Clammy-handed, but successful. We're going to go ahead and take our 10-minute break. And when we return, Westerly, we'll catch up with you. See you in 10, guys.
There you go.
This is day 474. Dr. Samuel Carver recording, as always. As of this day, we are officially on our own. Communication has been reduced to local transmissions within a mile of base camp. Word has not yet reached our ears of any potential rescue, even less word of a cure. Hope continues to dwindle. It's strange to think back to the days before, watching America consume itself on the news and thinking, it'll never reach here. How wrong we were. Our supplies will probably last us another week at best. But with the long nights of winter on the horizon, the danger escalates further. If you were to ask me my honest opinion, we have 72 hours at best. So, if you're hearing this message, then rescue has arrived all too late for us. But, to the few who remain, against all odds, I wish you luck. And remember, when you're lost in the darkness, look for the light.
The world has changed. The coming of calamity and those who rose up against it. Victory was gained, but at a cost. The lone swordsman lays dormant. The country without rule. A people fractured under the anxiety of what is yet to come. But within these fractured lands is something thought lost to time, but not lost, merely patiently waiting. And now, with no champions left standing, there will be no will other than mine. Renounce your petty gods and worship me, for I am Majora. You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you?
And welcome back, dear friends, to the Rhódania Chronicles right here on QuestJunkies. So, a lot has happened in this so-called shopping episode.
No such thing as a wholesome episode, guys.
Let me bring out a Sirenscape sound set that I haven't used since Campaign 1. We're back in the summer of 2020. We return to Wes, standing in the ruins of his workshop, which now finds itself displaced in the astral sea. Rolling a 7 on that fate roll. Oh boy, and you know what? Just for a little bit of extra flavor, where's my campaign 1 notes? Here we go. So, as you look out to the expanse around you, you see a Gaussian sky of blues and purples, electricity flowing through the air as if a storm is incoming. This ship approaching the Malanto. It does not appear to be a skycarver, it appears to be an old pirate vessel. And as much as that draws your attention, you can't help but look around, as it's difficult to describe the view, but it's like the fabric of reality unraveling all around you before your very eyes. You see on what you would assume would be the horizon in this horizonless expanse, a colossal void swallowing up a collapsing star, shedding its light upon a world that had once been. Esoteric mist, coloured violet and emerald green, surrounding it. You see land masses cloaked in shadow, floating within its embrace, slowly and methodically disintegrating. Soon, it will be reduced to nothing. Fortunately, it looks to be quite a distance away, so it is a beautiful yet haunting sight for you to enjoy. And as your eyes follow the incandescent nebula back to the ship, you see a figure stood at the wheel. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
That is a 15 altogether.
15. It's difficult to fully make out all the details, but you see this figure waving towards you. Quite tall and slim. Dressed in some sort of well-kept blue leather armor. Very pale skin and almost bug-like features. Large bug-like eyes and a smile. And you hear a voice call out to you. Hello? Are you alright? Do you require assistance? And you hear the voice echoing around you in this empty space. It's a little disorientating at first. But they don't appear threatening.
Am I dead? And I think as he says that, he actually looks to his attire into his arms, and you feel permit.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is tattered, torn, like a large bear claw raking against it. I don't even think the leather armor saved him. And in those gashes, clothes, especially on his left side, are not scars, but what looks like blue, purple, and yellow kintsugi marks across his body, and kind of runs up the left side of his arm and just part of this, and one prominently kind of across the nose and to the back of his head. If I'm dead, I look cool doing it.
Well, I certainly hope you're not dead, but if you are, I think I can help either way. You should be able to float over here. If you want to try, I'll catch you if you find it difficult.
Take a deep breath and just swim.
And as you do,
Over
it's
to-
strange because you seem to have full control over your movement. And it takes some getting used to, but you can float free in this space.
Wow. I don't know if I can make it to the ship, but as I stop swimming and just float, put a hand up to the rail and kind of look at the figure. So I've kind of been to a few places, but where specifically are we?
This is the Astral Sea. Not many people come here. I haven't seen another visitor for quite some time, a few years. But it's a pleasure to meet you. Oh dear, you look to be in considerable pain. Oh, please, allow me to help you.
If you want, but I don't feel in pain. I feel more naked.
Oh dear, well,
I have
I might have some clothes somewhere. I don't know if they'll fit, but there may be some robes or something. But please allow me to try and heal you first.
Sure, that would be lovely. I'm sorry, what's your name?
Oh, please forgive me. I haven't met anyone new for some time. And she gives a little curtsy and says, "I am Bastia Batu. I am well. That's complicated. But it's very nice to meet you. And you are?
Westerly Strider. And I have never been here before. This is new.
It's still a little new for me as well, but it's an interesting place. Okay, let me see what I can do. And she comes over, and you now get a better look at her, and she has, again, these bug features, like big, long antennae from the top of her head, which is mostly bald, but a long ponytail stretching down the back of her head. And she wears an eye patch over one eye, but a very pleasant smile on her face as she comes over, and she is going to give you... I mean, we didn't talk about damage, but she hits you with a 4th level healing word and heals you right up. Powerful healing magic.
Maybe Rhódania is wrong. Maybe you don't need to say shit in order to emphasize the healing word. Bastia, I'm sorry. I kind of got lost in thought. How did you end up here and with this not Skycarver?
It's
Points to the ship.
Well, this ship was here a long time before me. I'm not quite sure how I got here, but I've been here few years. Time is a weird soup up here. But it's yeah. I do we. Sorry. I feel like I need to say we have a place, but it's just me now, unfortunately. I have a place that we can go to, and maybe we can try get you back home.
Kind of just looks out to the expanse. Sure. Sure. I'm sorry. You're a solitary traveler now, or are you okay?
Uh, I get by. I am ever faithful in the Lady Ayun, that she will keep me on the right path. That faith has been tested at times, but I remain positive that I will continue on the right path, even if it doesn't take me back. Where is it that you are from?
Specifically, outside a small gnomish village of a city called Irathond. But I guess in the more colloquial sense, sure, you probably haven't heard of a place called Rhódania, have you?
Etherion. Oh, heavens. Rhódania. Yes. I. That's where I was before I came here. This is a sign. This is good. This is wonderful. Oh, I'm so happy that you're here. We can. Fascinating.
You were reconvergenced out.
What do you know of the reconvergence?
Not much. It's part of the reason I ended up here. But
Wait.
were...
It happened again?
I can't say recently, but yeah. I mean, well, I kind of forced it. But it's happened before. My friends ended up going through a reconvergence event before I saw them. They just completely vanished. A whole village vanished. And then I had a friend there who also vanished, but they came back, apparently. I don't know.
This is not good. And she sort of sits down on the deck of the ship, and you can see that her expression has completely changed. We thought we'd stopped it. I had a group of traveling companions a while ago. We set out to stop the Great Reconvergence. Someone was seeking to do it. I'm still a little fuzzy on the details, but we were sure that we stopped it. But it happened?
Let's take that back for a second. What do you mean stopped the reconvergence? It doesn't... It lulls. It doesn't ever stop. There are blips, there are small moments. You saying there's a larger event that happened and you prevented it?
Wes, there's not supposed to be lulls. It's not supposed to keep happening. The reconvergence was the machinations of some sort of terrible man. Thousands of years ago, and it was stopped by the gods, but it cost them everything. And me and my friends were investigating rumors that someone was trying to restart it, and those rumors turned out to be true. And she puts a hand to her forehead. I don't remember everything, but we were sure that we'd stopped it. We were sure. But then I don't remember, and I ended up here.
So you delayed it. You didn't stop it at all, you delayed it. I heard of the creation story. No one ever believed it. The Vinegrots, they said they would investigate, but if you tried to stop it all those years ago, then the great reconvergence hasn't lulled. It's inevitable. The events that will continue to transpire, beyond which you and I have an existence, Rhódania will continue to experience it.
Sorry, I'm just taking all this in. You spend years thinking that your sacrifice was worth it. And then you find out that you delayed what is possibly the inevitable. It's a lot.
Bastia, what year did you and your friends make this sacrifice? Do you even remember anymore?
Wait, what? How long has it been? What year is it for you?
Well, even I forget sometimes. That's just the way of things, but right now... Sorry, I gotta backtrack because it's been a hot minute.
It's all good. I say it because it's quicker for you to find it than it is for me. And I can work it out.
You say that.
It's on the map behind Bridget's head.
Yeah.
I just put it in the chat. Is it 4740?
Yes, that is the current year.
Bastia. It's the year 4740.
Wait, so... Oh. 8 years. I've been here for 8 years. Wait, you're from Rhódania. You said Etherion. Do you know what happened to my friends?
I wish I did.
You must know. There was Bax Kasabi, there was Yavis Longtrail, there was Zool, there was Valanda, there was... You must know.
I think he's kind of taking mental notes in his palm and just very sheepishly lowers it as he realizes these names mean nothing. Bastia, I'm sorry. History is often written by those who succeeded. Your sacrifice was never succeeded. If someone knows of you, time has forgotten them. And your friends.
She turns and props her arms up on the side of the ship and just looks out into the expanse. Oh, Master Reed. You had so much faith in me. I'm sorry. Okay. Westerly, was it?
You can just call me Wes.
Wes. Let me take you back to the astrolabe. I can get you back home. It's a one-way trip for one person. I was saving it for myself, but could never quite face up to the idea.
Bastia, do you want to be forgotten? If you have a chance, take it. Why would you wait 8 years to go home?
Because maybe I was meant to. So that I could be here now to help you get home. So that you and your friends could finish what we started.
We have spent so much time trying to write histories for ourselves that we have forgotten that we are as victims to those history books as you are. If I go back, who's to say I don't see you in 8 years, and we spent another 8 years out here? Why is this different? Why was your sacrifice different?
I don't know. Maybe that's a question that doesn't need answering. Because there's more important things at play. It's for the greater good. That's what we told ourselves at the time. She begins describing what she remembers. We went north. We got a tip that an old accomplice of one of my companions was trapped in the frozen wastes in the north. Place they call Alamath. It's not far from the old citadel of the gods, Morganath, they call it. It's difficult to remember, but we were close, and then there was some sort of dragon. A difficult fight, but we were successful. And I can't quite remember, but I think we went to the Citadel. And there was something there, someone there. Whatever it was, we fought it, and the next thing I remember is being here. Alone. For a time anyway, and then I found this place, and you look now as the ship has been sailing, there is an old ruin of spiraling metalwork design, the astrolabe. I met a kooky old man in there. Seemed to think he was the god Palor, which was frankly fascinating. But he knew he had met some of my friends, but he was dying. He was hundreds and hundreds of years old, and he offered me the chance to go home, but I am a cleric of Ayun. I don't leave people when they're in need, and no one deserves to die alone. So I stayed. Until the end. That was 8 years ago. But I'm not old and I'm not dying, so we're gonna get you home. We're gonna get you back to your friends, and well, I guess if you see any of my old gang, tell them to come pick me up. Would be appreciated.
This whole conversation, Wes has been focused from the rail to the sea of stars and sees the disintegration in its beautiful macabre state. And he kind of nods. And maybe a few lifeless minutes later, turns back to Bastia. Why don't we both tell them? How do you operate this thing? I've got an idea.
It's a little difficult, but as you enter the astrolabe, you see that it's just this massive room, and in the center it has this continually spiraling, what is essentially a map of a solar system. All just forever spinning around as if by magic. And all around there's tables full of notebooks and things. But she leads you over to this archway that looks ancient. It stands out from the rest of the room as it's made of old stone and rock. This was his. It was called, I think he called it the Branch of Palor. They have, or had, a lot of these across Rhódania. It was a way to get to places very quickly. Kind of like a teleportation circle, but a bit more, at the time, upper class. But they dismantled a lot of it. But this guy, he claimed he made them, and who am I to not believe him because he had one. He said it only had enough energy for one trip for one person. I'm not good with technology. If you want to try, you can, but I don't want to squander your chance to get home. Because if we're both stuck here, then who's going to save the world from the convergence?
He kind of just cocks a smile. And you really trust two failures to get back there on their own and figure this out? Bastia, I've spent the latter part of my life making up for something that I think I caused. When I was home, proper, a place called Catherine, I found out my mom was very sick, and that my dad was going to take her east towards Roshan's Rise for cure. They took care of me, took care of my sister for longer than I deserved. And then they disappeared. Kind of unties the handkerchief. This is what's left of my mom. She gave this to me before I went to Catherine. And she said, "You big dumb fool. If you're going to be working in a shop, you might as well look clean doing it. These goggles." Pulls it off his head. My dad was a toy maker, and for as long as he's been in the family, gave kids something to look forward to every Yule season. If I let the Convergence take everything from me, I wouldn't have a reason to keep going. Ties it back. So when I tell you that we're going home, I am not leaving this astral space without you, because I can't lose another to it. I almost lost my best friend to it. Or at least I thought. History is many things: cruel, evil. It wipes the histories of people who so willingly deserve to have their stories told. And generations will never know. This thing, we're going to outthink it. We're going to outsmart it. Because we need you home, Bastia. I need you home to tell your story. Here, give me your hand.
She
Please.
puts her hands out.
Good. He'll take the bag of holding and put it over her shoulder. And I think let's 10 minutes pass. Good. Good. You're attuned to this. This means you won't lose it. I'm going to do something really stupid, but I think we can do it together. We're going to activate this, and I'm going to jump in that bag of holding, and you're going to run through with it.
My goodness, okay, my friends had some crazy schemes back in the day, but that may be top of the list. Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Oh, holy shit. That's a natural 20.
The dice always know. Friends, spam those natural 20 emotes in the chat. Let me do some. Okay. With a natural 20, you see a smile creep up over Bastia's face. You know, it's just nice to be able to talk to someone again. And I kind of want to do more of that, so... What the hell's... Let's try it. But first, just in case something goes horrifically wrong, can I give you something? Just as a thank you?
Sure, if you want. You don't
Okay.
have to give me anything.
1 second. I think he'll go with the ascot. And she runs over to like a side table, starts pulling some drawers open and pulling some stuff out, and then pulls out this long hooded red cape. Like, despite being like pushed into the back of the bottom drawer, no creases or anything, it is pristine. Here. And it looks massive, but as you take hold of it, it shrinks down to your size. This is from my adventuring days. Got me out of a couple of scraps. I think it might help you out. You are now holding the Cape of the Mountebank.
Good to know. Well, Basti, your kindness is something history will never forget. But promise me you'll tell me more about it on the other side, won't you?
One step at a time. Okay, I'm not good with technology, so I'm following your lead here.
Okay. This bag of holding that you have, there is a 2-minute time window. In those 2 minutes, if we don't get to the other side, I suffocate. So no pressure. But the most important part of this work is that inside that bag of holding is an extra dimensional layer, which means that should negate any of the rules set in place by this Paylor's Gate. So, I'll activate it. You stay as close as you can to make this trip shorter for both of us. Keep that open. I'm going to call to something. Don't freak out when you see what pops out of the bag. It's going to grab me, and the moment you see my boot in that bag, go. I'm going head first.
Okay. So, wait. Oh, of course. First of all, taps you on the forehead and gives you guidance. I remember Paylor said that they had these in every city. Is there? I think we need to know which city we're going to. Is there one in particular?
Zundanug. We're going to Zundanug.
Okay. That's where Yevis was from. Oh, I hope he's there. I'd love a hug from that big, furry son of a bitch. Okay. Zundanark. Also, where I met Zool. Oh, I hope he's there too. Okay. I can do this. We can do this. All right, let me just, whew. She's psyching herself up. As you guys attempt to do whatever it is that you are attempting to do. So, let me turn the wind off. We just want the music. How do you want to do this, Wes?
I think we'll go to the abacus machine, and we're going to pinpoint, if I can find it, Zundanug. And I think his trigger for her to start kind of walking, Bastia, will be like a peace sign. And he's going to run in, maybe use acrobatics to leap into the bag.
Okay.
And the moment that the boot is the last thing she sees, she walks through.
Okay. The branch of Palor sputters, but eventually activates. You see this glowing blue portal ahead of you. Big breath from Bastia. She begins walking forward. Go ahead and make your acrobatics check. You have a D4 of guidance.
Come on. Okay, that's good. That's not so good. The total, and I don't know if this is enough because this is some ballsy shit.
It is some ballsy shit.
With a +7 modifier, a +2 from the guidance,
Mm-hmm.
and a 16 on the die. The total is 25.
25. Okay. With a 25, your aim is perfect. And at the right moment, Bastia steps foot in a portal that has not been used for centuries. One roll of the dice, a fate roll. With your 25, the DC is a 40. Thanks to your 25. Just out of interest, what is your constitution modifier?
+2.
You have 2 minutes of... you can hold your breath for 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck. I'm gonna take a picture of this.
I hope it's a 7.
And I'm gonna show it to the stream. With a DC of 40 and an 87 on the dice. Bastia steps through. Rhódania. Frike. You've left the discourteous rose. It is now probably late evening at this point. You've looked around. You've tried to scout out a couple of fresh upstarts. There doesn't seem to be many around today. Perhaps another time. The market. It's been one of the more quiet market days today. Kind of like the equivalent of a weekend in the real life. It's like Sunday trading hours.
Yeah.
But you arrive back at the house, and the first thing you notice is that it looks
We're
a
not got
little...
any no skips, no, on the way back.
So there is one very near the house which you were planning on stopping in, but then you notice that the house looks a little bit lighter in the distance. Like you're at the entrance to the skip and you look over to the house. There appears to be a section of the house missing.
Oh, fuck. What's he been doing? Oh, fuck.
What's happening?
I'm running straight to the house.
I'll
Running
follow.
straight ahead.
Fuck, 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 fuck.
Sam. Absolutely Sam.
You get over there, and the entire portion that was the workshop is no longer present. I did a roll during the break to determine whether or not the foundations would hold. The DC was an 18, I rolled a 19, so it's only just holding.
So it's a bit like Jenga, where like a block's been taken out.
Kind of. Yeah, it's like someone doing a stack of cards, and it's really unstable.
Is Reese there?
He is,
For fuck's sake.
and he's not happy.
What the fuck happened?
I
Well,
don't
one-
know. I was just cleaning my armor, and then there was this noise and light, and then just the house. Look at the house.
He needs to have a partner whenever he's working. This is why I insisted that we work together tonight. Oh, for fuck's sake. Where is he? Did you see him?
I haven't found him. I've been looking.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
I'm going to use my sending stone to call Wes. Wait a minute. Where's it gone? Where's the phone?
Oh.
Fucking Nokia gone missing. Oh, well, fuck the Nokia.
Fuck the Nokia.
Yeah.
I don't know where to put it.
Oh, it's here.
There you go.
Got a speakerphone. Speaker stone.
You got 25 words. We'll count them.
I don't have my word counter out. Fuck it.
Wes, I fucking told you to wait until I was back. Where the fuck are you? Love you. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Kiss.
3 more.
Kiss.
Kiss, kiss, kiss.
Oh my god, what have we begun?
Oh.
Okay. So you wait for an awkward moment or two to get a response. And for a split second you fear the worst until you hear a gasp of breath as Wes pulls his head out of the bag of holding.
Thanks, Archie. Hi. Sorry about the house.
What just happened?
Where the
That's all
fuck
you
is the
get.
workshop?
Oh, yeah.
It's
Forgot, yeah.
Just very briefly, the first thing you see as you pull your head out is that Bastia has her arms up and is surrounded by royal guards that have now surrounded the area as this now reactivated branch of Paylor is within the depths of the royal courtyards.
Kurt.
Oh no.
Well, and you'll kind of just clamber out. Thanks, Archie. I hope we didn't scare Bastia. Hi, and kind of raise his arms. This is probably what it looks like, and isn't what it looks like. Just know, I'm one of the Wyld Ones, and I just made history.
Fucking cocky shit.
Make a persuasion check.
Can Frank just start clapping
19.
and assist?
You're not there.
No, this is in the courtyard.
Oh,
It's Therion, isn't it?
Yeah, no, in Zundanag.
Oh, and oh yeah, of course, you said he's in
Yeah.
But
So what did you roll?
19.
Okay, so like the lead guy is like not convinced, but like his like second in charge comes up to him, nudges him like, "No, that's him. He was at the tournament. Him and his friends. That's the Wyld Ones. You see what they did? It's fucking amazing." And the other one's like, "Right. You know you've just activated an ancient portal system that's not been utilized for a long time and was shut down because it was last used to invade one of the cities in an attempt to take over the world. Can you see how this looks bad for you?
Normally, but, and kind of just looks back to Bastia with a smile. We come in peace.
Well, luckily it looks like you've shorted it out or something. It's not active, so like gives a second glance to Bastia, who's just like taking in her surroundings and adjusting to gravity for the first time in 8 years. Go on, get the fuck out of here. But no more of this.
Noted. You will never see me here again. Kind of winks over at Bastia. Just out of eye shot. Bastia, my dear, let me be the first to welcome you home. Leads her out.
She doesn't take your hand, she gives you a hug. Oh, Wes, thank you so much. You have this gift. This is a gift that it means more than words, but here. And she takes off the bag of holding to give it back to you. I have to go. I have to go find my friends. I need to find out where they are, if they're okay. I need to find out everything. So I also need to go home. And I probably have a lot of prayers to do. I hope we meet again. Westerly Strider?
Just, Wes, are you sure you can't make a pit stop? Just for 5 minutes? Because my friends are not going to believe this.
I have been waiting for years to get back. I have to find them. You go to yours and I'll go to mine. That's what we're here for.
He'll reach into the bag of holding, pull out a sending stone, and hand it to her, cuff it in her hands. And when you find yours, I want to hear all about it.
Likewise. Well, until we meet again, Wes, let's, failures no more.
May history never repeat.
And she turns and heads off in a different direction.
They're so gonna kill me. And walk back home.
And walk home you do, while your friends panic and try and figure out what the hell has happened to the house. After about maybe a 15-20 minute walk, you find yourself reaching that familiar destination. You can hear the shouting from I want to say it's either Reese or Feronia or both of them in unison.
If there's any rubble, Feronia is like digging through it. Like.
Mm-hmm. And you see your friends.
You can see his clothes are completely torn. The leather armor is gone. It's basically just shredded. And you see the kintsugi markings as he gets closer.
What in the hell's happened to you?
I made history.
I'm gonna go over and give him a slap.
Go ahead and roll for attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
No, that's an automatic crit. That's an automatic crit.
I got. Well, I mean, like, I rolled an 18, so
That
I get
definitely
the
hits.
modifier.
How much damage is that?
The echo rings out across the streets. Are you wanting to cause damage, or is it more of a
Well, I mean,
demonstration?
if it's an unarmed strike, then it's I rolled a 23.
But this
so
is
you know,
you
I'm,
can
I'm not,
you can
I don't want to hurt him. I'm just.
Yeah,
It's more
you
of
can-
a. I'm
you
fucking
can
telling
opt
you
out
off.
of you can opt out of causing
Yeah.
actual damage.
Yeah. My beans are so soft. They just kind of. They still go like that. Ow. Kind of do that. Just more like a sting than anything else.
What the fuck? I told you, we need to work together. This is not happening again. We have to be a fucking team. And where the fuck is the workshop? We had all those moon lotus growing.
Oh, the moon
And she just goes in and
lotus.
hugs him.
So, good news. I made history. Bad news is, the moon lotuses are history.
Oh god, I've still got some seeds in my pocket. Just means that we're going to be like a couple of weeks behind on those growths. You know that we have to start all over again.
Um,
No
Okay.
disappointment.
Frank, Feronia,
Yes.
there are some things we need to talk about.
We
A
have
lot
some
of things.
things too.
Yeah.
Oh, you first. I'm probably going to get in trouble after this anyway, so at least let me hear the good stuff.
Well, she'll kind of play along, even though, like, she can see Feroni is tense and wanting to continue the conversation in a different direction. So you weren't exactly around for this, but to make an incredibly long story short, we have passage to Morganov secured.
With mummy number 3.
We'll be sailing aboard the Sky Carver, the Discourteous Rose, with Captain Madeline Crowley.
The Captain Madeline Crowley? You guys know Madeline Crowley?
Oh yeah, I forgot you haven't met her, have you?
Connell
Her
should
Sky
have told
Carver is my
about her.
favorite. You guys wrote it?
Twice.
Yeah,
We almost crashed it. Well, we did crash it once.
but we
Or the-
helped.
Connell
We-
crashed it.
We put things back together.
See, crashing a ship, a Sky Carver, is, I think, a lot worse than losing a workshop, so I think it kind of evens out.
Excuse me. You're thin ice, buddy.
It's the time we had to talk about deflecting blame.
Why don't you have a seat over there?
Definitely gives them side eye to Frike.
Don't make me mommy.
Bombastic side eye.
Well, good and bad. Guys, I really think we need to reconsider how we do this whole Morganoff thing.
How do you mean? Simple.
Well,
We
long
got a
story
lift.
short, kind of. Long story short, we're not the first ones to do it in recent memory.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Right.
And the consequences are probably more dire than you would have ever anticipated.
Well, right now it's the only lead we have as far as my father and his plans. I wish we had more. I'm gonna flavor this interestingly. She's going to shout into the air as though either one of them can hear her. You know, I wish my family would have let me in on their movements, but right now, this is all the information we have. So, returning to normal volume. I wish we had more information to work with, but we don't. And I know we've gotten into dangerous situations before, and this is probably going to be one of the most dangerous situations, I imagine, especially given what we've learned from Captain Crowley.
Mm-hmm.
But at least it'll make a good story to tell Connell one day.
But we have to tell him that story. Can't tell it 8 years after we go into Astral Sea and get caught in some shit.
But
8 years, Astral Sea. What the fuck are you on
okay,
about?
now you share with everyone.
So, okay. Rhódania, the Wyld Brew,
Huh?
right, is some of the most potent stuff in the universe. I can't quite prove it yet to the Feingrad Society, the thing, but it is, I know it, it saved Rosie for short. So, past couple of weeks, been trying with it more while we haven't been fighting Deborah and the strange shadow folk. No offense, Frank. So I've been trying to study that. 2 reasons. One, we make our trip to Morganoth shorter, and he kind of just pauses.
What are you talking about?
Can I tell you guys that? Anyway, I'll tell you that later.
No.
Okay.
Listen. No, it's a big story. It requires I don't want them to hear it. Point being, I miscalculated on the Wyld Brew,
Oh,
and I ended up in space.
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 What space?
You know where all the stars are? In the sky?
All my sparkly friends, yeah.
Yes, your sparkly friends. Imagine being able to see your sparkly friends in person.
Love that. So far
Well-
away, I don't even get to give them tea or anything.
See, if we play around with the Wyld Brew more, we can do it again. Only this time I'll be able to control it. Point being,
Wait, check that.
And
You
not
went
take
and
the
saw my
house with you.
You saw my starry friends.
well, if stars friends, then yes. And yeah, Frank, I thought it'd be a nice little picnic for the lab, and it turned out it was more than just a nice picnic for the lab. More importantly, 8 years ago, there was a group of adventurers who were studying something on the Great Reconvergence. They disappeared from history. I found one. Stuck there.
Uh-huh.
She was piloting, I don't think it was a sky carver, but it looked like an old ship, like an old galleon, like on the sea, but it was floating in space. They went towards Morganoth, and she can help us with the information. I gave her my sending stone so that way she can communicate with us, but we can communicate with her. So we have all the information we need.
Okay.
What's your name?
Bastia. He smiles.
Sounds nice.
Sounds very nice, your new friend.
Well,
Yeah,
more
she gave me this
information
cloak.
is good.
We use the information, we plan our course, because whatever awaits us in there might send us to the Astral Sea, and I do not want you guys leaving this world, or this continent, or this city, or
Place.
place.
Place might be a good start, yeah.
Well, we have a few days to prepare ourselves in the meantime, as the course is charted. We also learned that no ship can go to Morganath, but fortunately for us, smile, Captain Crowley loves a challenge.
You, there was a reason I liked you, Frank. You're also a Madeline Crowley fan. You, there was a reason I liked you. Okay.
Oh, she's
Well.
more than a fan.
Elbow Feronia a little.
But it's true.
Mommy. Good.
To Flustered, well, you're back, the house is missing, why don't we just, I don't know, it's getting late, just go inside and have some more tea or something.
Sure.
Oh.
You're not saying anything.
Sure, but I need to go see my tailor. So I'll be back.
Oh
in an
yeah,
hour.
I'm sorry, you want to go see a tailor when we're missing the fucking workshop?
The workshop can't clothe me. Look at me. And my badass tattoos.
if the tailor's still open, I was also meaning to do that today, so why don't we all stick together so that there are no more incidences today?
Wait a minute, is Wes completely topless right now?
I mean, it's shredded enough where I'm sure it's pretty loose and you could probably see.
Wes is shredded. Sorry.
Nice. Okay. I'd like that. We'll go meet Taylor the Tailor.
Forgot about that. All right, let's go.
Okay. You head back into town. Wes drawing many an eye from other people on the street. Finally reaching the establishment of Taylor the Tailor. And you enter the door and you hear a ding-ding-ding on the door, and a figure stood with their back turned. Darlings, welcome to Taylor's. How may I clothe you? And that's where we're going to finish for this week.
Nice.
Taylor's version.
It is Taylor's version, yes. It wouldn't be a QuestJunkies stream if there wasn't at least a little tease, a teeny tiny post-credit scene, because I wasn't actually intending on there being one. But you know, when someone decides to tempt the fates, like today.
Mike.
Get back here.
No, you step
I
away
know.
from a post-credit scene.
Then it appears we have a little choice but to address the post-credits elephant in the room.
Ooh, interesting music.
Our view pulls away from the Wyld Ones, and it seems to shimmer and go like a pearlescent color as our view pulls out further and we realize we're looking into some sort of crystal. It appears to be observing you. And as our view pulls out further, we see Frike's father stood pondering his orb, if you will. as he sort of shakes his head, getting a little bored of watching the stupid antics of these fools with his daughter. There's the sound of rushing footsteps as another figure enters the room in black armor. Can't really make out their features, but it's like heavy plate armor. My lord. Frike's father snaps back. I did not wish to be disturbed today. Speak quickly, or I'll have your head, and I'll feed it to one of my beasts. My lord, I apologize, but this is of the uttermost importance. And Frike's father turns round, and his eyes go completely black. The sclera just go completely black. Veins just creep all over his skin. Black ichor dripping from his mouth. As he takes some sort of form of dread, you could say. Out with it, you pitiful creature. And the guard averts his gaze. I'm sorry, my lord. It's just, you need to see this. There's been an unscheduled convergence event. As Frike's father gets out of his chair. What do you mean? And his form seems to grow as he stands up to almost like 10, 15 feet tall as he now towers over this guard. There's been a convergence event. Him there! And points at the crystal, which is showing the three of you and Reese walking into town. Pointing at Wes. We're not sure how he did it yet, but he converged. He went elsewhere. We're not sure where he went, but the edges are all over it. And he lowers down and gets face to face with this guard. Excellent. And that's where we're going to finish for this week. A massive thank you to everyone who's tuned in tonight and to my wonderful players for yet another week of chaos, adventure, and the least amount of shopping in a shopping episode ever, I think, in the history of D&D. Yes.
It's because we didn't have the Wii shopping music on, that's why.
It's very true. It's very, very true. It was cursed from the moment that was established. But before we finish up and go raiding, let us go around the table. My dear friends, please introduce yourself, plug anything you've got to plug, and give us your favorite moment from the session. Starting with Rhódania.
Hello, I am Mai, aka Myrt the Pirate. You can... I played Rhódania, the Circle Stars Feelies Druid Artificer, Wild Brew Extraordinaire. However, she might have to take her name off it soon because it sounds like it's causing bad things. You can find me on social media as Myrt the Pirate or Myrt Pirate over on X now, the failing bird app. You can also find me here on Wednesday nights as Jimothy Brassfangles III Esquire, the not-so-eloquent College of Eloquence Kitsune Bard Rogue. I've also come back to Twitch as of yesterday, taking it very slowly, and also in the process of making my return to YouTube again. So keep an eye out for that. So I always put my sending stone away. My favorite moment tonight. For me, it was the Astral Sea stuff, because it's always really nice to find out more about like our predecessors and like the older parts of Rhódania. I knew some stuff, like the last we saw of the previous party, the first party, with everything to do with the reconvergence, is that they were heading up north beyond the wall, as I would call it. And we don't know what happened with them. So it's nice to find out, and I'm sure it's nice for, like, for example, John in the chat, getting closure on some of their characters. I know what that's like. But yeah, I would definitely say that was probably my favorite moment, like that whole part. And it was nice seeing more Wes limelight, which was good.
I mean, well deserved. But I have been waiting and waiting and waiting for the opportunity to link in not just the last campaign, but both of the previous campaigns. And Wes handed it to me in a gift basket tonight. And I kind of just winged it because, like, I was not prepped to do that. But you know what? It worked.
That was amazing.
It worked
Give yourself some more
amazingly.
credit, mate.
I got to bring back Bastia Batu, who was one of the players from Campaign 2, played by our dear friend Merrin, who I love and I miss dearly. I hope someday our paths realign and we can get back on the channel, because Merrin is amazing. Was also one of the players in a few of the campaigns over on Phoenix Iwaki. And yes, played alongside John in that campaign that we never got to finish. So yeah, I'll talk a bit more about that when we get to me, because you know I'm biased, but that's likely to be mine as well. But continuing on, Westerly.
Thank you, friends, for joining us on this unscheduled convergence break. I am Mike, literally Grim in chat. You'll find me here for memeing in chat between Wildmount and now Stradalicious. So come say hi to me and your mommies.
Mommy?
Favorite moment of the session was probably just being able to get Marin's character back, and having seen like the first half of campaign 2, like the moment was kind of like I just had to play a good poker face, but I was so happy to see Bastia Batu's return, and now one piece to a larger mystery has been revealed. So we love that good lore.
We certainly do. And who knows, you might have just unlocked the possibility that we actually do someday get to finish that story. There's only one way to find out. And that is to tempt the threads of destiny once more, which we may. But more on that at a later date. Thank you so much. And last, but certainly not least, Frank.
Hello, everybody. I am Bridget. I played Frike, the Way of the Long Death Shatterkind monk. Wheeling and dealing and groveling all at once, as we found out in this session. When I'm not here Monday nights, you can now find me some Sunday nights, running vampire shenanigans. Stay tuned for what's coming next on that front, but, now Friday nights, I am playing Lena Luharn, the reborn warlock, spooky ookie in my purple wig. So that ought to be fun.
Spooky.
And then typically I'm behind the scenes doing lore keeping things. And speaking of that, what a session for all things lore related. I was taking notes like an absolute mad woman behind the scenes, and damn, I don't know if I could choose a favorite moment. I mean, I'm fascinated, I want to know more, and yeah, Is it Monday yet?
If you have any questions about any of the notes that you took, I'm happy to go through it with you.
I have several.
And, you do have access to that super secret QuestJunkies Team Google Drive, which has Campaign 2 on it. And Campaign 2 is on
Yeah.
YouTube as well, so... yeah,
Got to recap everything.
all the things. Thank you so much. And I have been Pat, your ever humble Dungeon Master. I played everybody else, mainly Bastia Batu, which was a very wonderful experience for me to revisit an old character. I hope I did them justice. Marin, if you see this, please tell me. This is QuestJunkies. This is my home away from home. You can find us every Monday for the Rhódania Chronicles, every Wednesday for the Wildman Chronicles, and every Friday for Stra Delicious. All at the same time. Stradalicious being a campaign that I play in as a player, because I'm not running it. It is run by the Countess herself, Dungeon Mommy Bree, who, well, if you haven't seen Session 1 yet, the VOD is on the YouTube. I highly recommend you go and check it out, because oh boy, I was, well, I fucked around and found out immediately, which was just the best. But yes, and we have lots of exciting things coming up for the latter half of this year. I can't believe we're already in August. Amazing. But so much good stuff to look forward to. It's all going to be in the Discord and on social media, so keep an eye out on all that. Favorite moment? It is too difficult to narrow it down, but I have always been heartbroken that we never got to finish Campaign 2 due to time constraints, schedule changes. I had changed jobs, which changed my hours, so I wasn't available. And this was a game that we could only play once every 2 weeks if we were lucky. And we only got 12 sessions. And it was such a wonderful table of players as well. And it's always been devastating to me that we never got to finish it. So, Grim, thank you for giving me the chance to reignite that old flame. Because yeah, there were elements in there from both campaigns. I'll just give you a little glimpses. So the Melanto is from campaign 1. The players from campaign 1 actually found their way into a convergence event that brought them onto the deck of the Melanto in the Astral Sea, where they found the astrolabe and they met Palor when he was still alive. And of course, Bastia is one of the players in campaign 2, and they were also investigating the Great Reconvergence. And as far as the world knows, whatever actions took place that day 8 years ago, until recently, it was thought that they gave their lives to stop the Great Reconvergence. And then it turned out that they hadn't, but they had somewhat lessened the effects. So perhaps sacrifices weren't entirely in vain. But now, with one of the 5 returned, maybe there's a chance for redemption. Maybe redemption is for everyone, as a very wise character said. With that in mind, we're going to love you and leave you. We're going to go a raiding, so all the love to you at home. We will next see you on Wednesday for the Wildman Chronicles, as we return to the antics of that chaotic group with their chaotic archfey, and find out what's next on the shores of Wildmount. See you on Wednesday, guys. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.